Hi guys! I thought I would make a video talking about how I write fashion within my stories. Fanfictions, novels, either way, doesn't matter. It's a little different depending on what I'm writing. So as like a generic thing, like a general thing that I do, is that I tend to look at characters and use their skin tones, their body shape, their hair color, their eye color, a lot of eye color, and then base outfits around it. My primary goal with outfits with characters is literally making them look good. I think of certain muscles I want to accentuate, certain like assets I want to accentuate, depending on the feel. I think about where they're gonna be, like what venue it's at. Is it fancy? Is it not? Is it casual? Is it dressed up? Dressed down? Is it to promote something? Is it to promote a brand? Is it to promote yourself to media as a certain way? Is it to entice another character? Is it to be used to get, with your advantage to get another character? Is it, and colors too, because sometimes colors can make skin tones be more yellow, pale, to tan even, stuff like that. Like certain colors can make you look really weird and offset you in a weird way. So I try to think of ones that make it more attractive and appealing, make the characters glow, make them look more of a certain figure that I want them to have, and so that's how it is. Now, in terms of Miraculous Ladybug fanfics, I tend to put Marinette in clothing that I wear. The reason why is because I'm half Japanese and half Welsh, basically. My mom's family comes from Wales. That's their background. But we've always lived in America, so we're American. But my dad's Japanese. He's full Japanese, so I'm half Japanese. And my skin tone is like a golden color because I live in a desert. So like I get lots of sun. I'm like really tan-ish, like golden brown is close to that color. But there's like colors that I can't wear. So because they make me yellow or they make me green and it's not attractive. So I try to stick away from those colors with Marinette because her being, a half Asian, so half Chinese, I didn't want her to come off as too yellow or come off as green because it happens. Like there's a color that I love to death, and my kitchen is that color, accented with that color. We have one wall accented in it, but it's that mint blue color. That color is so popular right now. It's like a mint blue turquoise, and that color I can't wear because it makes me green. Like literally. I can't wear yellow because it makes me green or more yellow. It like pulls the yellows out of my skin tone and it's not attractive. You look basically like it's not good. So I try to stick away from certain colors. Sometimes the white will actually pale me out and I'll be really pale, so I don't really wear much white. I do sometimes. I have a few Miraculous Ladybug shirts that are white and I wear them anyway. Honestly. Undershirts that are white, but usually I'm wearing a shirt over those, so it doesn't pale me out. Which was weird because normally you'd think white would actually make you look more tan, but not with me. So I try to avoid white. So with Marinette, I like to put her into pinks. I like to put her into reds, maroon. I'm trying to think what else I'll put her in. I'll put her in like more colors that are almost more like girly, and I do put her into a lot of vintage dresses because I like the look of her in a sweetheart neckline. Sweetheart necklines are my favorite necklines. I love them to death. I don't know what it is about them, but they're very flattering. So I put her in a lot of sweetheart necklines, and I don't usually put her in navy. The reason why I don't put her in navy is because I just don't like it on her in my mind. It doesn't look good to me in my mind, so I try to avoid putting her into blues or navies. I do sometimes wear navy dresses. I wear blue for work because I work at Ross. So we have to wear blue, and I literally do not like blue also because of that. It just reminds me of work, so I don't usually write her in blue. I also don't really see her wearing blue. It's not a color that I could see Marinette sporting. I don't know why. I just don't. I could see her in grays, silvers, blacks, pinks, reds, purples, um, like pale colors, ivory, cream. Like stuff like that. Like I could see her. I don't know if I could see her in ivory or cream, honestly. Never mind about those. But like I could see her in more like dainty, lighter colors or darker colors, depending on what mood she wants to put on. Lots of lace and um, lots of full skirt dresses, so like that vintage pinup style. Those are the type of dresses that I see her in. I see her wearing aprons that are really cute and like vintagey and that she's made. Florals, like I see her in stuff like that, like from lace to florals and like spring tones. That's how I see her. And I see her in more of a full skirt and an hourglass, like more of an hourglass shaped dress, because I think that she has an hourglass shaped body in my mind. And kind of when you watch the show, you kind of can tell she sort of has that. As they've like progressed the show, she's gotten older, so you're kind of seeing more and more of her body, which is kind of interesting that they're doing that. And her figure. So I think even looking at her mom and like taking her mom into consideration, her dad into consideration, I could tell that she's going to have more of a full figured body. So I was thinking, like, well, when she gets older, she'll probably would wear a lot more of that style of dress. I wear that style of dress. I make my own 1950s, 1960s dresses. I have for the last few years. I literally will go buy fabric and then make a dress out of it for a lot cheaper than buying them online. So that's what I do. Literally any dress I make for myself is a pin-up 1950s style dress with a full skirt and sweetheart neckline and either a halter top or a like regular like tank type top thing on a bodice or like corset bodice, one of the two. It's always like that. So that's how I make dresses, so I kind of instilled that into her. Adrian is different. Adrian, I actually will design his clothing based on his not only his skin tone, hair color, and eye color, but also his body. So like I'll do sleeves that are rolled up to kind of accentuate his biceps or his forearms. Because I feel like when he gets older, he'd be more muscular from being a superhero, but also being a model. They're gonna have like workout routines, and he's gonna have to look like at least like toned or whatever. So I do that. I write stuff to where it shows off his collarbones, his hips, his hip bones, his legs being like long and muscular. Sometimes I'll like talk about that because I feel like he's gonna be tall. It's just I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna be tall. So I like to put him in. I put him in olive green sometimes, or like sage, or like some greens sometimes to accentuate his eyes and his like skin tone. But a lot of times I like putting him into like maroon. I love the thought of him in maroon. I wish they would put him in maroon in an episode because I would love to see it. Because I think that it would make his eyes pop, or like plum. I think plum would literally make his eyes pop as well. And just make him glow. Like I don't know. I want to see him in other colors. I'll put him in like steel gray. I'll put him in black, white, not navy. Sometimes I'll put him in navy, which I don't know why, but I do that. I think I like the combination of like the traditional combination of navy and white. For some reason, as like like a navy suit coat with like a white undershirt and like a pair of like really nice like tan slacks and like slip-on shoes. I'm weird. I like literally, I don't know, like a belt. So yeah, sometimes I actually write his clothing based on my husband's work attire. My husband during the day when he's not at work wears jeans or jean shorts and like t-shirts. T-shirts usually involve like either nerdy game things or they're plain black or they have like something to do with rotary engines or cars or like meet-up car things on them, stuff like that, because his dad goes to a lot of those things and then he gets some shirts. So he has like a lot of that type of thing. It's like, it's a lot of car shirts. Like his dad goes to Seven Stock every year, which is a big like meeting with different Mazda cars when they show them off and they like make this trek to wherever they're going as a big unit and show off their cars. And so his dad does that occasionally and brings back shirts for him. So he wears those. So like, and he wears like DCs or nice flip flops. as like his shoes. So that's like his like normal ordinary outfit, which I never put Adrian in at all. But then you have my husband's work side, which is like black slacks or like steel gray slacks that he has like a really nice like belt. Usually it's either Perry Ellis brand or it is what did I get last? Last time I got him a different brand, and I don't have it here because he's wearing it, so I can't tell you what it is. But it's another high-end brand because at my work, like I work at Ross, we have high-end brands all the time, so I buy them like Calvin Klein and Perry Ellis and a bunch of brands like that. So anyway, so he wears like those two color slacks usually are his go-tos. He doesn't wear khaki. He likes darker colors. And then the shirts he wears are like button downs. They're like maroon and black, and he has one blue shirt, which is my least favorite. Like a crimson red, and he wears like green, like but it's like an emerald green, so like a dark green slash like bright green. He doesn't really wear white. He doesn't like white overshirts, so he doesn't really do that. But yeah, so he wears like really nice dress shoes. I think the ones that I keep getting him are Perry Ellis ones because he likes them so much, so I just get him those, and they're black leather shoes. So dress shoes. So he wears those to work. And then a lot of times he'll wear a suit coat, and his suit coats, he has a whole bunch of them, and they're like, he has a gray one, a couple black ones, I think he has a navy one, and he wears those over his work shirts. So I tend to actually write Adrian's like more dressier clothing based on what my husband wears, and sometimes I actually go to my husband's closet, like side of the closet, and I'll like pair stuff up next to each other color-wise, and I'll be like, hey, these sound good together, and these look good together. Do these colors go? And I'll kind of like try to match up colors in the closet, which he'll like catch me and be all like, I usually wear that with that one, and he'll stop me and be like, those go together. Like, I usually wear those together, and so he kind of like helps me sort of, but it's really funny. So anyway, so that's part of it too. Sometimes I will Google outfits, not often. I don't really look at Amazon often for it. I don't look at Google often for it, but sometimes I do just to bounce off ideas on a certain style that's in right now, or what something is called on an item of clothing, because I don't know all the names for like, things like where the buttons sit. What is that part called? Like, the lapel. Like I don't always know what certain things are called within fashion, and so a lot of times I'll Google to find out what it's called, so I can actually accurately write down the name for it instead of just like saying like the thing the buttons sit on, you know what I mean, like the thing on the collar, like that type of thing. But yeah, as for my novel, My World Is Yours, which I am actually currently working on because I need to focus and get it done, because I know I've been asked several times by people being like, when is it going to drop? I tried searching for it and I couldn't find it, and I really want to read it. Can you please let me know when it's out? And I did like take a hiatus on it because I literally got writer's block. So I'm back to writing it. I'm focusing on that right now, aside from my 3 bajillion fanfics. And with that one, I am actually using a book that my mom got me when we were at Barnes & Noble. And I was looking at books because I wanted to get an anatomy book to draw from, because honestly it's a lot easier than Googling nude drawings. Like nude models posing for drawing. Like I Google that all the time, which is weird, but that's how I draw. So I saw this book, and it was part of like, like they have the little cheap book area within Barnes & Noble, if you've ever been to a Barnes & Noble. And they had a book called Fashion Design Directory, and it's by Marnie Fogg, and the foreword is by Jonathan Saunders. And I saw it, and I was like, that would really help me. And what it is it's just like a book of like a bunch of different designers, from Dior to like Lanvin, I probably said that wrong, to like there's just a whole bunch of people in here from I don't know. There like a lot of high end brands, Tommy Hilfiger, stuff like that, and then a bunch of brands that I've never heard of. Versace is in here, and it's just like little samples of like runway outfits that they did throughout the years. It looks like up until like 2011, 2010ish, and when they some of them from like way earlier. But it not only has like experimental looks or like high-end fashion looks or just like everyday office wear and everyday clothing wear that you could just anyone would wear. It also has vintage clothing in it from back in the day with certain companies that are, accentuating the fact that they used to do fashion back in the 20s and 40s and 50s. And so that's in there too. And I've actually like put sticky notes where with notes saying what that's going to inspire in that novel. So I'm actually using a fashion book to help me with that one, so that I can not necessarily write exactly what the outfit looks like on that page, but use it as a bouncing off point and a spring point for me to basically write something similar to that look, or combine a few looks, or just pick one thing from that look and then create my own outfit based around it. So most of my outfits in my stories are actually basically original. I make them out of my head. They just show up. I create them. Sometimes I actually try to recreate it in real life because I actually love the idea and like the concept of the outfit. Sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't. Most of the time I say I'm going to, and then I never get around to it because of all the other stuff I do in my life. But yeah, so that's kind of how my fashion works, like writing works, and how it goes. So I thought that would be interesting for you. I don't know if it helped you guys in any way, or if this even helps you in writing fashion, or gives you ideas of how I do it. But yeah, basically with all my writing, I just try to be more realistic, and I try to use real life examples almost in most of my stories, to make it relatable and to make it, like you could see that. The picture in the background here is actually a drawing I did of Marinette and Adrian, and what it is actually, it was originally, I believe, a perfume ad for Dior, maybe? I don't remember. It's a perfume ad for something, and I recreated it with them instead. I hope this helped, or you found it interesting at least, and I hope you have an awesome day and an amazing week. See you guys later.